Good afternoon, everyone. This is Katie Novotny calling in from Premier Marketing. I want to thank you all for joining us. Today, we are actually going to talk about short-term care in general. I know oftentimes that we host webinars that have a carrier base, but I thought, you know what, with all of the launches that we are seeing today, we just got 4 new states updated on our state chart, which will be something that we'll cover. And I just thought right now would be a good time before open enrollment, before everyone gets super busy, to talk about the opportunities that we are seeing in short-term care. As you can see, what I call it is this is a short and mighty product. The reason why I call it that is that I've been in long-term care for 23 years. I have seen the changes. I've seen the plethora of carriers dwindle down to a small amount in the traditional. I've seen the launches of various different options, including the hybrids, which are the life and annuities attached with long-term care. And then now we also have the short-term care products. These products have been around for a little over 10 years. And with that, we are seeing so many people consider these to adding to their portfolio and expanding the opportunities for the clients. Our job as agents and planners are going to be to make sure our clients have comprehensive coverage. And the reason why I bring up missing coverage, oftentimes I get the call that says, my client has long-term care. We find out that maybe it's facility-based only. Maybe there was no inflation. Maybe it's an older policy that they thought they've had and it lapsed. But most commonly, what we find out is that the clients may not even have a plan that they think that they had. And that would be where we see misconceptions. Some people say that we don't plan because Medicare is going to cover it, veterans benefits. And most often what I hear is that my family is going to take care of me. Medicaid is the primary source for long-term care in America. This is why we are seeing a lot of people look to make a plan. Everyone knows the disadvantage that people are at when they have to qualify for Medicaid. There are spend downs in other situations that people want to keep what they have. They want to stay in their homes. And most importantly, they want to keep that nest egg as large or as small as it may be because they're very proud of it. This is an opportunity that we can help them. Post-pandemic planning, sorry. When we look at that, what I wanted to point out is every single person in America has seen the news. They have seen people celebrating holidays, birthdays with people in a facility through a window. That is an image that I think most of us have in our heads when it comes down to nursing homes. This has been an opportunity in the sales. This can provide us with an option to keep people at home, and we're going to talk extensively on that. But I want to point out a couple things, and I'm not a real big stat person, but I think these are important. 52% of people aged 65 plus are going to need long-term care. When we say long-term care, that means extended care, whether it is for 6 months or 18 years. There is a high risk of someone needing future care. Also, you will see that 89% of people change the way they're providing care from home care out of the facilities after the pandemic. There is a lot of opportunity here. I know that we're going into open enrollment, but we're also going into flu season. People are saying, you know, what if something would get bad again? I want to stay at home. And this is why I really think that we're seeing a boom on this type of industry. Short-term care, you know, I'm a person that does the who, what, when, where, and why, because I used to be an agent, I used to be a planner, and with that, I know that we get a lot of opportunities put on our desk, but I really want to know the nuts and bolts, and that's what I want everyone to have the opportunity here today. Please type in your questions as we go, and we're going to kind of dismantle all of these questions that we have and make sure you have a full understanding of the opportunity. Number one reason why we're seeing a huge spike in short-term care options is because the over 65 market. In traditional long-term care and sometimes hybrid, cost and health can make those types of coverage prohibitive. With the over 65 market in the short-term care arena, we are seeing simplified underwriting and premiums that are quite reasonable for the over 65. Another big one is cash benefits. These policies will pay cash for anyone that is receiving care. It can be paid directly to the insured, or as you'll see, some of our carriers will actually work with the facility to pay them directly as well. Again, We have a smaller benefit because we're going to talk about the outlines of these policies, which are creating smaller premiums but larger opportunities. Long-term care declines. That is a huge thing in our industry. When we look at this, we have a lot of people that cannot apply for long-term care because they've been previously declined. We have options now. We don't have to just take no for an answer. And the number one reason why my guys in Medicare love the short-term care options is there's no additional certifications. As we say, insert our applause, but truly, you guys are busy getting certified for so many things right now. Last thing I want to do is put you in front of a computer in order to have to take an additional course to sell something. Short-term care and why? Again, home care, cash benefits, simplified underwriting. And on the agent side, not just for the great coverage of the client, but for you guys, we are seeing a 92% placement ratio across the board for these carriers this year and a 96% retention rate. That truly tells us that people are purchasing these policies and they are not letting them go. Your audience, Medicare clients, previous declines, complicated health histories. We have products that have as simple as 3 questions. People that have, maybe you do their PDPs, you know their drug list is quite long. Let's go over it. Let's see what opportunities we have. Last but not least, final expense clients. They are used to a smaller budget. These policies have those smaller premiums that may fit in their portfolio. The next slide is going to talk about where we have options. Facility and long-term care kind of go together. However, the one thing that we have seen over the years is that traditional long-term care and hybrids, they include comprehensive coverage that will allow for home care and facility care. Some people only want home care. Some people only want facility care. Short-term care will allow you to pick your setting or combine both. Actually, before I change this, I'm going to change back here. The one thing I want to point out per facility or home care. Short-term care, the one caveat is that the coverage must be 1 year or less per setting. So we're going to talk about the carriers in the next few slides, and I just kind of want people to have some highlights on these. But with that being said, I think first and foremost, you must understand that we could do 1 year of home care and 1 year of facility care, providing 2 years of coverage for these clients, all on one chassis. Now I'm going to kind of go over the carriers. Like I said, we have so many different options. And I think that there's a disconnect right now in the industry. We are seeing so many people ask for long-term care, but actually they might just be asking for a long-term care solution. That's why you're going to see a plethora of products. I just put a couple highlights for each one. And please feel free to call Brad or I at any time and go through more details. Guaranteed Trust Life, short-term home health care. This is a 3-pronged product. Reason why I bring this up: skilled nursing, home care aides, and a prescription drug program. You can see in there 65 to 80 or 61 to 85, and day 1 prescription drug reimbursement. I point this out because a lot of the products you're going to see are going to start having those prescription drug reimbursements. In order to utilize those, even though you may not have a copay on something, this is simply showing proof that you've filled a script. And in this one specifically, we can go up to $900 per year, and your clients will immediately, year 1 of owning the product, be able to reap some benefits. The next one is Home Care Secure. That is going to be a more generalized home care product. So do note, they're both home care only, up to $1,200 a week. And this one is actually showing a lot of capabilities in that younger client. We have issue ages all the way down to 35 up to 84. You'll notice too, you're going to start seeing a theme of inflation. This is a huge deal. People may have $1,200 a week, but we know that the cost of care goes up every year. With that being said, we want them, especially if they're that younger client, be able to have some coverage that'll truly be effective in the future. Recover Cash, you're going to know this, the first bullet point shows out facilities. So with this is kind of a unique product. It is a 1 year or 360-day policy on facility. Starting benefit maximum is $300 a day. With that, we have issue ages from 40 to 84. But you're also going to see in the riders, that's where we can add the home care. That's where I'm talking about that combo product, the 1 year of home care, 1 year of facility care. Unique to this product, and the thing I point out the most on this one also has a caregiver program. A lot of people want their family members to take care of them. They not only have caregiver support and training systems available to the caregiver, but they also have a one-time cash benefit. This too will offer an inflation option. So again, great opportunity for these clients that can buy it all the way down to age 40. Things to note about GTL, and I'm kind of going to break this down, but like I said, type in your questions, we're going to go over them. Short-term home health care and Recover Cash have 2 different settings, and that would actually include the home care secure as well. So the only comprehensive coverage that we have through GTL is Recover Cash. The triggers on these are going to be the traditional triggers of LTC, 2 out of 6 ADLs or a severe cognitive impairment. We have variations of underwriting on each product and also stackable options. So maybe you've sold the short-term home health care. This one's been around forever. Maybe you've done that, but you've gone back to your clients and they're saying, well, what if I have to go into a facility? Give us a call. We can find out. Maybe we add the Recover Cash or GTL, or maybe we look at a different facility option that we have through a different carrier. Manhattan Life, this is one of our latest ones. We have 2 new ones that I'm going to talk about, and this is one of them. Reason why this one gets such a big play. 2-tiered underwriting. I tout these products of saying that they're simplified underwriting, but bottom line is that we have some clients that are just not going to be able to get coverage. These tiered underwriting options that we are seeing come out on the latest ones are really providing for more opportunity. We always have had a situation, and I know I've been there many times, sitting there with a client, the husband or wife is all in. Then we start to do the spouse's application. And we know darn well that there's not an option. These 2-tiered and 3-tiered, which we're going to go over the next one, have allowed for more flexibility and more placement for you guys out there in the field. OmniFlex actually has a daily benefit starting amount for a facility at $400 a day. Again, you're going to see that prescription drug reimbursement at a lower amount here at $300 per year. But again, that's going to be a day 1 prescription. So we're getting immediate satisfaction out of these policies we're selling. On top of that, this is a combo product. You're going to see the home care benefits and the inflation options. Wellaby, this product actually has only been out for about 12 days. And this one is a little different. This one is actually a home care product that we have facility as a rider. So this one, you'll notice, is a 3-tiered underwriting. We have a comprehensive policy, we have a basic policy, and then we have a limited benefit option. That truly is going to be for that spouse that is really has a complicated health history, that we can still provide some coverage for them. Big things on this one: $300 a day for home care, stackable discounts, marital discounts, and loyalty discounts, up to a maximum of 19% per policy are available on this product. One thing that people are so self-conscious or so conscious with right now, I think, is pricing. And this is the one where I'm really seeing a lot of play because of the stackable discounts. You'll also see some bed reservation, your adult daycare. You're going to see some home improvement options and care coordinators. In a client's time of need, the worst thing is trying to figure out what to do with mom or dad when they need help. Care coordination benefits, I think, are so important. They've been in the long-term care world forever. This allows you to sit down with a professional, organize the care in order to make sure that there is improvement or there is the proper care for that person in need. And the care coordination can also provide for an outlined plan of care, but most importantly, telling you about local resources. This will tell you who maybe we can get involved. Again, I said Wellaby is a home care only product, but it is comprehensive. So you'll see nursing homes towards the bottom as a rider. Nursing home and assisted living benefits are available via the rider, and they are a maximum initial benefit of $500. This is the largest daily benefit I have for a facility. And what I really like about this product is going to be the inflation options. So you're going to see there's a 5% simple inflation option. You can apply that to the facility, the home care, or on both sides. So that will allow for growth on both pools, or if you want to say the daily benefit for each, and allow them to extend it and grow with the inflating costs. Aetna. Aetna probably is, well, I know it's our #1 seller, but I think it's one of the most common ones that we run into. First and foremost is the recovery care. That is going to be their comprehensive coverage, $400 a day, 1 year of home care as well, and that is going to be paid on a weekly basis up to $1,200. This product is going to be 7 questions, but the things to note: no height weight chart. There is a declinable med list, so the underwriting will be based on the 7 questions and the drug list alone. No medical records, no cognitive screen, and that runs true for every single product, just not this one. So other ones may have a height weight chart, may not have a declinable drug list. So everybody's a little different. Reason why we see so much play on this one: you're going to see there's multitude of elimination periods. So maybe we have a budget we need to hit. This one also issues all the way to age 89. The client that's looking for home care only, maybe they have a more complicated health history. I will tell you that in the underwriting side of these, getting home care is one thing, getting the facility care is another. Oftentimes, if we are too complicated in the health history, we may have to opt for a home care option. With the Home Care Plus, in fact, I see here that I need to update this screen because they have actually changed this product and it is now up to $1,500 per week. When I point this out, I want to show a couple things. One, that is 1 year of home care. But the big thing I want you to see here is the restoration of benefits. You're going to see that's a theme. These products in general, it doesn't matter which logo, GTL, AETNA, Wellaby, or Manhattan, including a few others on the next slide. These products oftentimes have a restoration of benefits. Not all states will approve it, so I'm going to tell you now that let's check it before we go down that road with any client. But that being said, triggers for traditional long-term care are going to be not only the 2 out of 6 ADLs or cognitive impairment, but there's also a line that says you must be deemed to meet these criterion for the next 90 days. Okay, so hip replacements, knee replacements, things like that. That is not what the traditional long-term care is for. They're more for the catastrophic. If you've noted a theme on all the names of these products, you're going to see the word recovery. I want you to look at these products thinking things like knee replacements, hip replacements, short stints of home care, short stints in a nursing home. These are what these are for. So hypothetically, we may have someone that goes into a facility and they have recovery care. They utilize a portion of their benefits. For easy math, we're going to say we have 360 days of coverage, and we view 6 months in a facility. Knees better, we're back playing pickleball, everything is back to normal. After a period of 180 days of being off claim and being medically certified to be off claim, if there would be a need in the future, Aetna will provide them with another 360 days of coverage, plus the remainder of their initial bucket of 180. So as you can see, you would have 540 days for the following care. So this is a 2-time doubler. Some of them just refill your bucket, so we would want to go through each and every one and all the options. But I use this as an example because I think it's so important. These products are short-term, truly recovery type options. Can someone go through them for a catastrophic? Absolutely. I get those questions all the time. That person probably will never see the restoration of benefits. But for the clients that are having things such as hip replacements, knee replacements, more common things that we all talk about, these are where we're going to see the options. For any Texas agent out there, the rest of us are jealous. I'm going to tell you this. Aetna has provided Texas only home care option. And I will tell you, this is not something that I have in any other state. We can provide for $3,000 per month or per week for home care for up to a year. As you've noted, a lot of them are $1,200, $1,400, and $1,500 per week. This one is $3,000 per week. So do note that we do have that option if you have any Texas clients. These clients, this is based on the resident state of the client. So do note that all of these products are based on resident state. So even if you're a Texas agent, but your client lives in Louisiana, would have to be based on their mailing address and where they pay taxes. One thing I put on here was one of our examples of our sales incentives right now. I know marketing dollars are out there, but I think that this is a great way to build some more funds. You'll see that this is an option for the next month, but I do have more coming, and I do have other ones with other carriers. Right now, any Premier only agents offering and selling a short-term care product through Aetna, they will provide the existing, or the general, I should say, sales incentive from Aetna of $50 per application. But because you write it through Premier, you will get an additional $25 per application. That is $75 in addition to all the commissions that you are making on these. Do note, of course, we always have those little fine print noted, but we will have qualifying states. But if you have any questions on these or any other options, please feel free to always go to the Premier website or just give us a call. I had an email from an agent just this afternoon, actually, that said I have an additional $20. Well, GTL is offering a $20 bonus. So we are seeing these being offered, and this is a great way to pay for additional marketing. Things to note. One thing we didn't talk about, Home Care Plus. The Home Care only $1,500 per week policy has a different trigger. All the other ones we talked about, 2 out of 6 ADLs, cognitive impairment. I'm pretty sure that might go on my tombstone, to be honest with you. I say it so often, but most importantly, Home Care Plus is medical necessity. Any of us that have done long-term care for a long time, we remember the days of non-tax qualified and tax qualified options, but medical necessity, the older way of qualifying for claim, is still the trigger for Home Care Plus. When we look at some of these other things, underwriting is different. Home Care Plus is a very simplified product because it's a home care only. That actually has a 3-question fourth if you're going to add the cancer rider, along with the Aetna drug list. You can stack these two. However, again, just like we saw on that GTL product, there are policy limits. One thing I recommend to anyone out there, if you have more than one option, and maybe you've sold the GTL, we can add the GTL, but also we can stack the Aetna GTL combo together if we want to extend periods of care. And also with these, I get a lot of questions. Can they have a multitude of them? Yes, there's no limit. There's no limit on the policies at all. Other short-term care options. Bankers Fidelity has a great product. These are all some of our top sellers. The one thing I will note, I'm getting a lot of things typed in of states. We are going to go over the state limitations. However, ASSI, their product True Freedom, is available for all states and at all ages. So with that, that is going to be a home care only product. So we are going to talk about 5 states that we are one day hoping to see short-term care, but at this time we don't have. However, we invited everyone to this because you may be licensed in other states, but in the 5 states that we don't currently have one offering, we do have the True Freedom. Last bullet on this, and I think it's the most important one. Short-term care offerings are not done. We are seeing more and more carriers announcing that they are either creating a product or enhancing one, and even some new carriers saying they're just considering entering the market. When I came back to Premier about 5 years ago, I will tell you, we sold 3 products. We had a bunch of them, but nothing like the list we have today. We had, I believe, 6. I think now we're up to 11. And there are so many different opportunities. We are in a growing market here, and we are clearly getting the message from our carriers saying there's something brewing in this market and they want to be a part of it. So as I said, I'm a who, what, when, where, why kind of person. That being said, now what? Now we need to initiate the conversations. First one I say is educate yourself on your options. That means AKA call me, call Brad. We can go through the options. We can customize these policies for your clients. We can meet health conditions. We can also meet and work backwards and go into a premium threshold. Anyone that's ever spoken to me, I always say, what are we working with premium wise? Well, I think that that's so important. We can build the biggest and best policy in the world, but you know what? If the client cannot sustain those type of premiums, we just aren't going to offer that. We're going to build it and we're going to try to meet not only their financial needs and their medical needs, but also their peace of mind. What do they think they need? We have plenty of tools here at Premier. Not only do you have the opportunity to speak to us, email, you're going to see my direct line. I have a lot of agents that'll just text over information. We will kind of set up a call and go through things. But I think most importantly is these products need to be customized. This is not something where we can say, go out and sell XYZ carrier at this rate, and this is just not the way things work. These are customizable products just like a traditional plan. But again, there is some upfront underwriting that we are going to do from the field in order to make these options available to the client. Lastly, once you place this, go back over them. Like I said, implement these plans, but truly review them. You may have that long-term care client that says every time you meet with them on their annual statement, yes, I have it. What do you have? Let's see if there's anything that maybe we need to look for supplemental coverage. Are we going through significant rate increases from an old policy? Can we find a way to sustain their threshold premium-wise with their current health, all while looking at all the options? So again, I'm not asking you to know every single detail we went over these slides, but I think it's so important to understand that there are options and there are opportunities in this market. Sales tools. One thing you're going to see up there, Stratecision. No, it is not a typo, I promise you, but that is a side-by-side quoting software that we have for short-term and long-term care options. Some of the latest short-term care are not updated on there. I will give that warning up front, so we can utilize agent portals and product calculators for those. But this is a great way to go out, show a couple products side by side to your client and show them that you're truly looking at all the options out there and finding the best for them. Pre-qualification forms. We have a multitude of them, whether it be on the traditional long-term care side, the carrier-specific ones, or just our generalized short-term care pre-qualification form. The more we know about the client and their health, the better we can do to help you finding the best product for them. Sales calls. Again, call us. We welcome the opportunity to walk through, make sure you are comfortable. The one thing that I know, and I'm the worst one probably at it, and I will admit that, is the fact that if I don't truly understand something, I won't bring it up. We want to make sure you understand. So again, let's chat. Call us. State approvals. I see all these questions coming in. Where's this available? This is a snapshot. I actually, as you'll see, there was a revision date 10 days ago because we were adding products. As of this morning, I have a new one that's going to go out to each and every one of you. And if you are listening to this as a recording later, just give me an email and we'll shoot it out to you. Added 4 more products underneath the GTL offering of Recover Cash this morning. And this is ever changing. So if there's any questions, maybe you work in certain states and you're going, well, is this available now? As fast as an email or a phone call or even a text message, you are always welcome to, we can find out for you, or if it's even been filed. You're going to notice certain states that we go pretty blank. California, Florida, New York, Massachusetts, Washington. Those are my states that I have only the True Freedom product. Not that we don't have anything. So I do want to be very clear. We do have the home care product that is offered through ASSI of True Freedom. Last but not least, I keep saying call us. You're saying how? There is my information. There is Brad's information. And I do want you to note, JC Osborne, write this down if you're going to start writing business with us. She is our case manager for the short-term care products. She will walk you through not only the application once she scrubs them for you, and she can also assist as you're along the way. So this side of the screen is going to be the people that help you get the app in the door. This is going to be your initial contact here at Premier. We have quite a few over in new business. I do want to point that out. But I think first and foremost, you need to contact JC if your application is in-house and you have any questions. So right now, I'm going to actually pull the screen and I'm going to go through some questions. And please feel free to type in as you go. Bear with me here. Okay, Bill, as we said, state availability chart, I will send that out. You're asking which state are these available? Again, 5 of them, I do not have anything except for True Freedom, which I'm happy to send out that information on those states. But if there's anything specific you want to go over, once you see that, you let me know. Copy of these slides, absolutely. I am more than happy to send out these slides to you. These are ever changing, of course, the opportunities and the different outlines. Do note that we are seeing some of these products be revamped. So you may see version 2.0 in the next 2 to 3 quarters. But for right now, absolutely, I will send these out. So the next question is how are these plans different than doing straight home care through a standalone product like Mutual of Omaha? Again, we sell Mutual of Omaha, we sell National Guardian Life and Thrivent on the traditional. So I do want to point that out. We also do the annuities and life insurance with the long-term care extension riders, what we call the hybrid programs. The difference is going to be, number one, the issue ages are larger. Number two, the underwriting is different. No APSs, no cognitive screens. And the placement is much higher. Again, no APSs, no cognitive screens. The last but not least is going to be that we do have that 1-year limit per setting. So with Mutual of Omaha, it is going to be 2 years or more. With my short-term care carriers, it is going to be 1 year or less. I'm seeing again multiple people asking for these slides, which absolutely, I am more than happy to get these out to you. Licensing questions. I see questions regarding, can I be dual licensed? Certain carriers, yes, certain carriers, no. The one thing is I will tell you, if you are looking to write an application, some of my carriers, number one, I can tell you Aetna and Wellaby, you cannot write an application you cannot appoint at time of application. It is a pre-appointment for all states, so we are going to have to look at it. So when we are designing the products together, if there is something, or maybe you are an existing agent with Aetna, give us a call, because there are variations to our contracting. You may have the MA side, where specifically for Aetna, you need the MS appointment. Or has it been a while since you've used your appointment? Do we need to make sure it's still in force? There's a lot of agents out there. I'm one of them. I've been termed for lack of production because all of a sudden there's something better in my area to sell. If you have questions regarding contracting, please feel free to give us a call. We'll walk you through. Anne Marie, if I didn't answer that right, please text or please email back in. Helen, unfortunately, you heard it, New York, no. We would love to see something in New York. We do have options there, traditional and hybrid. However, currently I do not have a short-term care product available. Applications online, absolutely. I love that question. This is where it gets really exciting. Again, I know you're going into busy season. I know that you're going to go out there. You may have an MA sale and you go back and you do your hospital indemnity. You're on the GTL website, Aetna website, same quoting tools. You will have that quote and enroll option for many of these products. The majority of my products have paper applications. Some of them do not, but all of them have an e-app. There's only 2 notations I have, and that's because it might be an older version with various products. I can tell you, New Mexico and Virginia have an older version of one of the GTL. So the other products might be available, but if it is an older product and it's not one of the newer launches, we may not have the e-app capability, but I very rarely run into it. It's actually moving to the opposite way. We are seeing more e-apps than ever. And for me, not being one that could ever fill out our paperwork correctly, it is a blessing because it will allow you to walk through. And also when you're out there selling the hospital indemnity and maybe you want to add some small home care policy with it, you're already in the app. So a couple extra clicks will allow your clients to have 2 great policies from that carrier. Another question is regarding the state availability chart. That too will be coming to each and every one of you. I have a question regarding comparing the products. Well, Brian, I have been working on that. I will tell you, if you ever saw my area, there's always an ongoing grid in the corner. Right now we have so many launches. So yes, it is coming. That is something where we've had so many changes. We do have one, but it's outdated. So I'm working on updating that with our new offerings. And also we did have 2 carriers that no longer are offering it or they renamed. So I am going to have that, and I am hoping give me a couple weeks. I really am working on it. We just have a couple more launches I want to add to it. Another one is pre-qualification. Again, every single carrier underwrites differently. So sometimes what we can do is we can simply look at the application questions. I will tell you, I have each and every one. I'm kind of old fashioned, so I do have them laminated on my desk. We look at the questions and the drug list for certain ones. We have no drug lists for others. So having a generic pre-qualification form really allows us to kind of dig in. What we've done is we have put together a compilation of all the questions from across the carriers and put it into one. So that way we can kind of have a good idea whether it would be best served to send you to Manhattan Life or maybe Bankers Fidelity based on the drug list that they're providing, or maybe a medical condition. Another question is regarding customization. Customization really comes on our side. You guys, I tell anyone, if there's someone that we talk all the time initially, that's me doing my job. I've really done my job when you're not calling me as much to customize each one because I've taught you these questions. I've taught you the underwriting. That is my measurement of how well we're doing over here. And truly, I welcome those conversations. You're going to come up with the littlest one. Again, you see my direct line. You can text me. Please, though, I will, in big bold letters, tell you, please tell me who you are, because sometimes it does not register and it does not connect with our agent system. So if you're going to text me a question, or maybe you just want to say, hey, I want to set up a call in order to go over this. If any of you have an agency out there and you are interested in having Brad or I present to the agents, we will make this short and sweet. As you noted, each and every one of these products we can talk about in about 30 seconds. I'm telling you, this is short. This is a very short process underwriting wise, coverage and premium, but truly it is mighty. These are giving your clients a minute to think for the day that things become a little catastrophic. They need help, they need options, and this is going to allow them to stay in their home and have that peace of mind. Well, I think we went through them all. If there's anything else, again, Brad or I are more than happy to help you on the sales side. JC will be your go-to initially when it comes down to the applications, but if anything like that or further, or if you have additional questions, please feel free to give me a call. Again, I thank you guys all for your calls, and if anybody has any additional questions, please feel free to type them in and I'll reach out to you and we'll go through it. Have a wonderful holiday this weekend, and I appreciate you guys taking time out of your day. Thanks, everyone.